Welcome to Fraud Trace Academy, your hub for unraveling the hidden world of financial crime. I'm Larry, and today we're diving into a topic that sounds like it's ripped from a Hollywood thriller: banking on betrayal. How do criminals use legitimate businesses like your local coffee shop, car wash, or real estate firm to launder dirty money and make it squeaky clean? This isn't just a true crime story. It's a global issue costing the economy trillions every year. By understanding how money laundering works, we can spot the signs, protect our communities, and promote ethical business practices. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only. We are here to inform, not instruct. Money laundering is illegal, and our goal is to raise awareness to help stop it. Stick with me for a deep dive into the schemes, real-world cases, and how we can fight back. Let's get started. So, what is money laundering? Picture this: a criminal has a pile of cash from, say, illegal drug sales or fraud. They can't just deposit it in a bank or buy a yacht without raising red flags. Money laundering is the process of making that dirty money appear clean, so it can be used freely. It's like giving stolen goods a new identity to blend into the economy. The Financial Action Task Force, a global watchdog, estimates money laundering accounts for 2 to 5% of global GDP, potentially $2 trillion annually. And legitimate businesses? They're the perfect disguise. Restaurants, car washes, nail salons, real estate firms, and even casinos are often cash-heavy, making it easier to slip illicit funds into the mix. These aren't always fake fronts like in the movies. Many are real, functioning businesses exploited for criminal gain. Money laundering typically happens in 3 stages: placement, layering, and integration. Let's break them down. First up is placement, getting the dirty money into the legitimate financial system. This is the riskiest step, because banks and regulators are watching for suspicious deposits. Imagine a drug trafficker with $100,000 in cash. They can't just walk into a bank and deposit it without triggering alarms. So they turn to cash-intensive businesses. Take a restaurant, for example. It deals with dozens of cash transactions daily, perfect for mixing dirty money with legitimate sales. The criminal might own the restaurant or work with someone who does. They report the illicit cash as part of the day's receipts, like it came from burger sales. Suddenly, that drug money looks like it came from hungry customers. Casinos are also a hotspot. A criminal buys chips with dirty cash, plays a few games, and cashes out the winnings. The money now appears to come from gambling, not crime. Real estate is also popular. Buying properties with cash avoids bank scrutiny, and the property can later be sold for clean funds. But here's the catch: banks must report cash deposits over $10,000 in the US under the Bank Secrecy Act. To dodge this, criminals use structuring or smurfing, breaking the money into smaller deposits, say $9,000 at a time, across multiple accounts or businesses. It's sneaky, but regulators are getting wise to it.
Layering. Once the money's in the system, it's time for layering, obscuring the trail. This is where things get complex. Criminals move the money through a web of transactions to make it nearly impossible to trace back to its illegal source. Think of it like a financial shell game. Legitimate businesses play a big role here too. Let's say our criminal owns a car wash. They deposit the dirty money as sales and then transfer it to other accounts, maybe offshore, or use it to buy assets like equipment or property. They might create fake invoices for supplies that never existed or pay consulting fees to shell companies they control. Each transaction adds a layer of confusion. International businesses are especially useful too. A criminal might funnel money through a chain of companies in different countries, each with lax regulations. For example, they could send funds from a US-based nail salon to a trading company in Panama, then to a real estate firm in Dubai. By the time investigators catch up, the trail's a maze. Integration. Finally, we reach integration. This is where the money re-enters the economy as clean. The criminal can now use it to buy luxury cars, mansions, or even invest in more businesses, all without raising suspicion. The beauty of legitimate businesses is that they provide a plausible source for the funds. For instance, that restaurant we mentioned, it might report inflated profits, pay the criminal a hefty salary or dividend, and suddenly they're a legitimate business owner with a fat bank account. Real estate is a favorite here too. Selling a property bought with dirty money yields clean profits. The criminal might even donate to charity or sponsor events to look like a pillar of the community. But here's the kicker. No system is foolproof. Regulators, banks, and law enforcement are constantly developing tools to spot these schemes. We'll get to that later, but first, let's look at some real-world cases of money laundering through legitimate businesses. Money laundering isn't just theory, it's happening all around us. Let's explore a few high-profile cases to show how legitimate businesses have been exploited. These stories are based on public records and investigations, and they highlight the creativity and audacity of criminals. Case 1. The Pizza Parlor Scheme. In the 1980s, a New York pizzeria became infamous for more than its pepperoni. The business was linked to organized crime, specifically the Gambino crime family. They used the pizzeria to launder drug money by inflating daily sales. A $10 pizza would be recorded as multiple sales, with dirty cash mixed into the register. Over time, millions flowed through the business, reported as legitimate earnings. The scheme unraveled when investigators noticed the pizzeria's reported revenue was wildly inconsistent with its foot traffic. Undercover agents and financial audits revealed the truth, leading to arrests and convictions. This case showed how even a small local business could be a front for massive financial crimes.
Case 2. Real estate and the Vancouver model. Fast forward to the 2010s in Vancouver, Canada, where real estate became a money laundering gold mine. Known as the Vancouver model, criminals, often linked to international drug cartels, used cash to buy luxury properties through legitimate real estate firms. They'd purchase homes or condos, sometimes through shell companies, and then sell them for clean profits. Casinos played a role too. Criminals would bring bags of cash, sometimes $100,000 or more, to British Columbia casinos, claiming it was from gambling winnings. The money would then be wired to real estate deals, making it look legit. A 2019 investigation revealed over $7 billion was laundered this way, inflating Vancouver's housing market and pricing out locals. Regulators cracked down with stricter AML laws, but the case exposed how deeply legitimate industries like real estate can be entangled in money laundering. Case 3. The car wash cover. Ever heard of Operation Car Wash in Brazil? It's one of the largest corruption and money laundering scandals in history. Starting in 2014, investigators uncovered a scheme where construction companies, car washes, and other businesses were used to launder billions in bribes and kickbacks tied to the state-owned oil company Petrobras. Car washes were ideal because they're cash-heavy and low scrutiny. Criminals would report inflated sales or fake transactions, funneling dirty money through these businesses. The scandal implicated politicians, executives, and even international firms, showing how legitimate businesses can be weaponized on a massive scale. These cases prove that money laundering isn't just a big city problem, it's global, and it exploits businesses we interact with every day. But how do criminals keep getting away with it? And more importantly, how can we stop them? How legitimate businesses get exploited. So why are businesses such prime targets for money launderers? It comes down to 3 factors: cash flow, complexity, and credibility. Businesses like restaurants, bars, car washes, or retail stores deal with lots of cash, which is harder to trace than digital transactions. Mixing dirty money with legitimate sales is like hiding a needle in a haystack. Complexity. Businesses with multiple revenue streams, like real estate firms or import-export companies, offer plenty of ways to obscure money trails. Fake invoices, overpriced contracts, or shell companies create layers of confusion. Credibility. A legitimate business gives criminals a cover story. Who's going to suspect a family-owned bakery or a bustling casino of being a front? Plus, owning a business makes the criminal look like a legitimate entrepreneur. But here's the flip side. Businesses don't always know they're being used.
An honest owner might hire a shady manager or accept a questionable investor without realizing they're facilitating a crime. That's why awareness is key, not just for regulators, but for business owners, employees, and even customers. Spotting the red flags. If money laundering is so sneaky, how do we catch it? Law enforcement, banks, and businesses rely on spotting red flags, suspicious patterns that hint at foul play. Here are some key signs to watch for, whether you're a business owner, a banker, or just curious. Unusual cash transactions. A small business like a nail salon suddenly depositing large amounts of cash that don't match its size or customer base. Inconsistent records. Sales figures that fluctuate wildly or don't align with industry norms, like a car wash reporting millions in revenue. Complex transactions. Frequent transfers to offshore accounts, especially in jurisdictions with lax regulations, or payments to shell companies with no clear purpose. Fake invoices or contracts. Businesses paying for consulting or supplies that never materialize, often to move money around. Rapid asset purchases. Buying and selling properties or assets quickly, especially with cash to create clean funds. If you're a business owner, these red flags are your wake-up call. Train your staff, audit your books, and work with compliance experts to stay clean. For the rest of us, knowing these signs can help us support ethical businesses and report suspicions to authorities. Fighting back against money laundering. The good news? The fight against money laundering is stronger than ever. Governments, banks, and businesses are teaming up with technology and regulations to crack down. Here's how we're fighting back. Anti-money laundering laws. Countries worldwide enforce AML regulations like the US Bank Secrecy Act or the EU's anti-money laundering directives. These require banks and businesses to report suspicious activities and verify customer identities. Know your customer. KYC, banks and businesses must verify who they're dealing with. This means checking IDs, tracking beneficial owners of companies, and flagging unusual behavior. Technology and AI. Advanced software now analyzes transactions in real time, spotting patterns humans might miss. For example, AI can flag structuring by detecting multiple small deposits across accounts. Global cooperation. Organizations like the Financial Action Task Force set international standards, ensuring countries share data and close loopholes. Whistleblowers and auditors. Brave individuals inside businesses or banks often tip off authorities. Forensic accountants also play a huge role, digging into financial records to uncover hidden schemes. As individuals, we can help too. Support transparent businesses, report suspicious activity to regulators like FinCEN in the US, and stay informed. Knowledge is power. What's the takeaway? Money laundering through legitimate businesses is a real threat, but it's not unstoppable. Whether you're a business owner, an employee, or just someone who cares about a fair economy, here's how you can make a difference. For business owners, implement strict financial controls. Train your team on AML policies, work with compliance consultants, and audit your books regularly. If something feels off, report it. For employees, be vigilant. If you notice unusual cash flows or shady transactions, speak up safely and anonymously if needed. For everyone, support businesses that prioritize transparency. If you suspect money laundering, report it to local authorities or agencies like FinCEN in the US, Europol, or your country's financial crime unit. And most importantly, keep learning. Financial crime evolves, but so do the tools to fight it. Subscribe to Fraud Trace Academy for more deep dives into the world of financial crime prevention. Money laundering through legitimate businesses is a betrayal of trust. Trust in our economy, our communities, and the businesses we rely on. But by shining a light on these schemes, we can take back control. From pizzerias to penthouses, criminals exploit the systems we use every day. But with awareness, regulation, and action, we can stop them. What's your take? Have you ever spotted a suspicious business practice, or do you work in a field that fights financial crime? Drop a comment below. I read every one, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for more content like this. Until next time, stay curious, stay ethical, and keep fighting the good fight. This is Larry from Fraud Trace Academy, signing off.